Hello, so you pieced some letters together and typed in the link, so that's nice. There's really nothing much about this video. It's just an average journaling thing from an average kid who made an average YouTube channel that has some average videos, and this unlisted one in particular has a link that was hidden in an average geometry dash level. Might have some above average thinking of some special emotions, maybe. You might have heard this before, but let me give a small example. You know that one smell from your childhood that you've forgotten existed, but you breathe in that sweet scent years later, and all of the memories associated with that start flooding back? Well, I'm still 12, of course. Yeah, I'm still 12, okay? I'm still in my childhood reminiscing about, well, my childhood. But of course, sometimes I miss when I was a younger kid. The thing is, I wanted this level to have me as the target audience. Heck, same case for any other future projects I might work on. And I think you should do the same for your levels as well if you want it to be personal. Honestly, the level might seem to have no symbolism at all. It's just some animations transitioning one after another. But I honestly aimed for it to get more and more intense, though I wanted it to have some moments of finding peace, I guess you could say. I wanted it to live up to its ataraxia name. At the start, I was growing and learning. So many stars were forming, and I guess there were arrows leading me. But later on, some of my stars start to break, and I lose interest. Of course, there are still some stars keeping my interest, but even more stars die even when it's much more secure and stable. And I seem to lose my sense of direction as well because there are these so much arrows contradicting each other, and it just leads to me just floating around and staying where I am because I have everything to pick and everything could be the wrong direction. But it's kind of wrong to call it wrong direction. You go in the direction you think is correct. If that road you chose leads to a dead end, then that isn't really a mistake. It's just a learning step, and you write down where to not go. Of course, you can always stop by a safe space for some time and rest, but just make sure you never forget why you're even fighting in the first place. One day, the clouds and thick bushes that are blocking you the most will probably go away and stay away, but it's not going to be through simply waiting. Instead, it's going to be through acting because nothing will really change if you don't confront anything. Repeating this again, I'm still a kid, not even in my teens, okay? I'm 12. And dang it, I still probably will not have life figured out by the time I'm way older. As I'm writing this, I'm contemplating whether my emotions are adult size when sometimes I'm pretty sure I act the complete opposite. There are things I could have said better in past conversations I had. There are words I had in mind but ended up being missed potential. There are things I want to turn back time for, but I'm not even sure if it will fix anything. Who knows if it will change the road for the better or for worse, even if I got the chance to rewind back when it was still being paved. Maybe I'm emotionally immature, pondering about the damage that's already been done, but I guess the one mature thing about me for my own age is that I think despite all of that, I don't let it cloud my head, but I try to learn from my mistakes. That's also a good thing about thinking about past stuff. I guess it's sometimes healthy, but of course, doing too much, even if it's healthy, is bound to turn, well, unhealthy. That's not really it. Listen, there's also something I want to vent about. Frankly, what the hell am I gonna do with my life? What am I gonna do with it? I really want to become an influential creator in the GD community. it's such a good community. And you can do so much in the editor. It's almost limitless, and the entire like community is so passionate. But I'm not that good at creating. I'm just average and still learning. Every project leads me to abandon it because it wasn't an exact carbon copy of what I had in mind. And it leaves a sense of dread for me that I'll never progress and I'll be stuck in a loop of normalcy. Kinda like this one playing in the background right now. I wanted to make a Christmas level, but everything's just so wrong and that I can't even put my finger on it. The colors look so off, it looks static and chaotic at the same time. There's a really bad use of glow, and there's almost no contrast. You can't tell from the background and the actual block design and gameplay. That might just be me looking at myself in a bad way, but even if that's the case, there was also a stupid thing bugging me that also really brought me down. The camera misaligns at the first attempt, but when I reset my level, then it just goes back to normal. I've tried item persistent, but damn, I'm still learning about it. I'm a slow learner. That really created some hopelessness for me because I thought that even if I finished all the decoration there was still a sore thumb sticking out in the beginning that I don't know how to bandage. And even if I did learn item persistent, I had 3 months to work on the level at that time, and for me that was a really big caliber project. This project didn't get abandoned, I guess. I had enough motivation and drive because it's a mini ARG that I was willing to finish, but I'm still scared that I'll never reach that sky I'm so eager to fly up to. I know that I'm not even close to what I want to be. Kinda like the level, my stars are constantly shattering. And I have no idea where to go because everywhere is misdirection. I'm gonna try to end this off on a good note. I'll keep trying. I'll keep trying in my whole creating process thing. And I know that if I stop creating, then essentially no progress will be made. And I just have to keep practicing and making levels. And that brings me a lot of comfort. That's it. Thanks for listening to my little vent. I wanted to make this very personal, especially the last bit about my creating thing. And thanks as well for taking the time out of your day to decipher this little ARG I had.